The 𝗧𝗏 board at the meeting held yesterday decided to maintain the policy interest rate, which is the overnight policy interest rate, policy rate, to maintain at the current level of 8%. Also, it was decided to maintain the margin to form the standing deposit facility rate and standing lending facility rate unchanged at 50 basis points. Several factors have been taken by the board in arriving at this decision, and decision was made with a medium-term view of ensuring that the inflation is converging to the target of 5% while supporting the economy to reach its potential. On the inflation development, headline inflation remained in the negative territory for the fourth consecutive month in December 2024. And we have shown the overall movement of headline as well as core inflation in the recent times, and also a decomposition chart of the key drivers of this recent inflation trend that clearly shows that the negative component of larger negative components of energy and transport category is the main reason behind the deflation being recorded in the recent months. And this deflation was mainly driven by previous downward revisions to electricity tariff and downward domestic fuel price adjustments and continued subdued demand pressures. However, based on the current data and current projection, it is expected that inflation will remain at negative levels in the near term before converging to the targeted level of 5%. And latest projection indicates that the deflation is going to be deeper than previously anticipated. That is mainly due to more than anticipated downward revision to the electricity tariffs announced in January. Core inflation is projected to decelerate further in the coming months before adjusting upwards later. With this fan chart, we are showing that inflation is expected to return to the positive level from mid of 2025 and converge to the targeted level over the medium term. On the economic activity side, the momentum continues with the economy recording 5.2% of growth during the first 9 months of the year. And the current leading indicators are also suggesting that the latest the economic growth is likely to have continued, and it is expected to continue in the current year as well. Accordingly, annual GDP projection is revised upward to around 5% for 2024. On the market interest rates, we are showing two charts to show that there has been a continuous adjustment to the market interest rate, both lending and deposit rates. On the left-hand side, you can see a chart showing the changes in key interest rates of the policy interest rate and the banking sector's lending and deposit rates, as well as the government securities rates. There has been a notable upward adjustment in 2022 with the aggressive tightening of monetary policy stance by the central bank. However, with the easing of monetary policy stance from mid of 2023, we have seen continuous adjustment across the board, and that has been reflected in all key market interest rates as shown by the chart. And also at the last monetary policy review, we have introduced the single policy interest rate, and the expectation is to align the operational target of average weighted call money rate aligning with OPR, and the current trend suggests that it has already aligned with the OPR. And on the private sector credit from the banking sector, there has been an expansion, notable expansion of credit to the private sector, particularly in the last few months. There has been a notable expansion. And we have a preliminary provisional data for December that suggests a substantially a high level of 193 billion of private sector credit to the from the banking sector. And we expect this expansionary momentum in private sector credit to persist. On the mercantile trade deficit, it has widened compared to the previous year. December month being a seasonal month, we have observed some uptick in imports as well. And the gradual pickup in export is also shown. With this, for year 2024, there has been a widened trade deficit of 6.1 billion compared to 4.9 billion last year and 5.2 billion in 2022. However, the improvement in earnings from tourism and workers' remittances contributed positively to the external current account, and there has been a notable improvement in workers' remittances. During 2024, there has been 6.6 billion receipts of workers' remittances compared to 6 billion last year, and tourist arrivals have picked up in the recent seasonal peak, and that is reflected in the estimated earnings of tourism as well. For the year, the tourism earning is estimated at 3.2 billion levels. Gross officials remains at healthy level even after making substantial debt service payments in December. And the rupee appreciated by 10.7% last year, and during this year thus far there has been a small depreciation of 1.8%. The debt restructuring process, except for a small portion, has been completed in December 2024. That is expected to strengthen the external sector outlook of the country going forward. The board noted that economic recovery is gaining momentum, supported by improving business confidence and market sentiments, as well as the robust expansion in private sector credit, reflecting relaxed monetary policy conditions. While the ongoing period of deflation is likely to deepen in the immediate future due to supply side factors, a gradual convergence towards the inflation target is expected by the second half of 2025. The Monetary Policy Board will stand ready to take appropriate measures to maintain domestic price stability in the period ahead while supporting the economy to reach its potential. Thank you.